Real Madrid managed to get all the points and squeezed by Atletico Bilbao. Just 1-0. Shaka, Hislop and Alex Kirkland are joining me to look back quickly on this one. Alex, let's start with you since you're right there in Madrid. And let's be honest, both you and Shaka get paid to watch these games. And even then, both of you wanted to fall asleep in this one. But you know what? It wasn't pretty, but Madrid got the points in the end. And that's really what matters at this point, right?
It wasn't the best game. It wasn't the best performance. But do you know what? Madrid won't care at all about that. They will not care at all because they won the game. They got the 3 points. It's their 7th win in a row since La Liga restarted. They went into this run of 11 games. Zidane was talking about it being kind of like a tournament, almost like a World Cup, the way you've got games every 3 days. You need to keep that momentum going. And that's exactly what they've done. I think 7 wins on the bounce is remarkable. However they've done it, in every single game, they've found solutions. They've found a way to win. Today it was another Sergio Ramos penalty that made the difference. And they got the result. And they've been doing that. And Barcelona haven't. And that's why Madrid are now out there on their own at the top of the table. And that's why they now have to be overwhelming favourites, I think, to win La Liga.
Shaka, I know you said at one point your TV itself probably fell asleep, but do you just echo what Alex just said, that doesn't matter right now? Real Madrid just need to go out there, get the job done, however it comes.
Absolutely. Listen, Bilbao have made a little bit of a reputation themselves certainly over the course of this season in how they've set up and defended against teams at the top end of the table. And you saw that again today. I thought they were very good value for keeping it 0-0 for as long as they did. Had a couple of opportunities themselves, a couple of close calls for offside, and then some finishing that maybe they could have done better with. But Real Madrid themselves just kind of kept things going and kept themselves in the game and finally got the opportunity through a penalty. Soft penalty maybe, but it certainly was a penalty in my opinion. And they picked the 3 points up. And Alex is right. It doesn't matter to Real Madrid or their fans how it comes about. The fact of the matter is they're in pole position by some distance. Barcelona now have a job on their hands in trying to overcome it. I don't think that it can be done. Real just somehow keep getting the results, keep turning up the pressure on everybody at the Camp Nou.
Well, Alex, what do you think? Shaka, just said it right there. Where does this leave Barcelona? They do indeed have a job to do. Shaka doesn't think that they're going to be able to overhaul Real Madrid at this point. What are you thinking?
I think Barca are in trouble. I think they've got so many problems there at Camp Nou. It's one thing after another. You've got Quique Setién, the coach, who's been questioned already, having only really just been appointed. You've got talk of Leo Messi. Will he stay or will he potentially leave Barcelona? Not now, but in a year's time. They're second in the table, Barca. But there are so many issues. There's so much controversy there. And Madrid is the complete opposite. Madrid they keep on rolling this momentum that I'm talking about. They get the job done. And I think Zidane is the perfect coach as well for situations like this because he's so cool. He's so composed. He never gets flustered. He doesn't get into to fights with people. He doesn't deal with any of those controversies. He just keeps with this same, at times it's almost a boring message of, it's another final. We're focused on this game. We're not thinking about anything else. But I think that discourse really works in situations like this. And the other big advantage for Madrid over Barca, I think, is the squad, the strength in depth that they've got. Madrid have got a better squad than Barcelona. And they've shown that in these games because they can make changes. Zidane can bring players in and out of the team. And the team as a whole doesn't look any weaker. You've got Eden Hazard, who's injured and has barely played this season. He's Madrid's star player, big signing last summer. Hazard's barely contributed this season. But it doesn't matter because Madrid have got the squad and the strength in depth to cope.
Well, Eden Hazard definitely probably is not contributing for Madrid, but one person that constantly seems to is Sergio Ramos. Let's show him some love now because he's adding goals to his amazing tally of red cards as well. He has got now more La Liga goals than the likes of Figo and Zidane. And I know he has been, at Real Madrid for ages now, but 5 goals, I believe, as well, Alex, since the restart. So let's go to Shaka first on this one, Shaka, because sometimes we love to give him a hard time based on his erratic behavior that does end in red cards. But these goal stats are pretty impressive, aren't they?
Very impressive. But you also have to remind yourself that Sergio Ramos is paid to do his work at the other end of the pitch. And you take the goals should take the goals as icing on the cake. But he's in terms of his goal scoring and not just the numbers, but the number of big and important goals that Sergio Ramos has scored for Real Madrid over the years is simply phenomenal. It's like, for as much criticism as he endures and continues to endure from the likes of me because of how erratic he is at the back, as you put it, Alexis, that won't change. But at the same time, you cannot take Sergio Ramos on the whole without paying tribute to the goals that he scores. And as I said before, the important goals that he scores, he'll always be remembered for.
Alex, your thoughts on just what a key player, Ramos has been and continues to be for Madrid?
I think Shaka's right. Look, it wasn't Ramos' best game defensively today. He had trouble with Iñaki Williams. He had trouble with Raul Garcia as well. He missed, I think, Rafael Varane being alongside him. But he contributed when it really mattered, and that was when they got that penalty kick. He stepped up and he tucked it in the bottom corner. I think Ramos has got to be one of the best penalty takers in world football right now. I think it's something like it's over 20, maybe it's 22 penalty kicks consecutively that he's scored in a row. You never know where he's going to put him. The keepers don't know if he's going to Panenka it, as he does about half the time, or if he's going to tuck it in the bottom corner, as he does the other half of the time. He's just so consistent from the penalty spot, and he is the guy for those kind of high-pressure situations. He's also a player who tends to get better and better as the season goes on. He's often a little bit shaky back in August or September, but when it comes to the crunch, the business end of the season, I mean, we're in July now, but normally we're talking about April or May. That's when Ramos is at his best, and that's why I think he's been such an important figure for Real Madrid. And you're right, 10 goals this season, 5 of them scored since the restart. It's just amazing.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.